Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one, and welcome back to World of Warships with Rear Admiral Jingles. Well, the weather's still trying to kill us all over here. I can't wait for October. But while it's too hot to get any proper work done, thankfully, all I do for a living is sit on my fat arse in front of a computer and talk about video games. So, bearing that in mind, who fancies a Des Moines replay? It's been at least a month since we had a good Des Moines replay. And, I mean, this thing is popular for a reason. In fact, I just checked the revision history of the USS Moine in World of Warships because I don't recall this thing ever receiving anything in the way of major buffs or nerfs. To most intents and purposes, this is exactly the same ship that it was, despite all the power creep since the game's launch. The Des Moines remains more or less exactly the same ship that it was 10 years ago when it was first introduced into the game. That's a mark of just how good the design of this ship was. And despite the introduction of plenty of competition in the cruiser department, because don't forget, when this thing was introduced into the game, there were only 2 Tier 10 cruisers. This, and I think the Japanese Senjin, which got renamed or replaced by the Zhao. Since then, there have been umpteen new Tier 10 cruisers, both light and heavy, as well as the introduction of super ships like the Annapolis and the Jacksonville, but the Des Moines has still got it where it counts. And in all that time, it's never been nerfed. And the only significant buff that it's had, very, very early on in its life, was a decrease in the reload of the main gun batteries from 6 to 5.5 seconds. Other than that, this is pretty much the same ship that it was 10 years ago. And the real-life USS Des Moines was a fantastic design as well. The only reason it had such a short service life in the US Navy was because it had the misfortune of being one of, if not the first, auto-loading artillery cruisers in the world, hence the massively short reload. It was being introduced into service at around about the same time that people were saying, so, these missile things look pretty good, don't they? She was launched in September 1946 by the Bethlehem Steel Company in Pennsylvania. Decommissioned on the 6th of July 1961, but she wasn't actually scrapped until the 16th of August 2007. Oh, looks like Sink's Boats for Food here is about to feast on the tears of an extremely unfortunate enemy daring. Oh dear. Yeah, caught inside radar range of a Des Moines, and you're in a destroyer. That really does not look good on you. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Can he make it out of radar range before he dies? He's trying to smoke up, bless him. There are his torpedoes. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh well. Oh, he's almost made it. Radar's about to no, he's dead. And there's the first blood award. Oh, he's got the broadside of an extremely brave Minotaur to shoot at. Yeah, that's going to leave a mark. Good luck polishing that one out. Minotaur, I strongly recommend you stay behind that island. Or, don't. Come out. See what happens. Enemy cruiser destroyed. I guarantee getting your torpedoes away was not worth the cost. A very convenient island here, isn't there, for Flambass, for it is he, still going by the name Sink's Boats for Food. It is none other than the great Flambino himself, taking cover here behind an extremely useful island. Everybody keeps going on about the guns on the Des Moines, because the guns on the Des Moines are fantastic. I mean, a 5.5 second reload on a battery of 9 8-inch guns. I mean, that's amazing. And it is amazing, but there are other things about this ship that elevate it above the rest of the Tier 10 cruisers. Oh, hang on, don't mind me. I'm just backing off out of the way. There we go, no harm done. You see, most Tier 8, 9 and 10 cruisers have 25mm of bow and stern plating, and that means that most Tier 8, 9 and 10 cruisers can be overmatched and therefore citadel from the front by anything armed with 15-inch guns firing armor-piercing shells, 15-inch or higher. But the Des Moines, and certain other German heavy cruisers, has 27mm of bow and stern plating. Now that can still be overmatched and citadel from the front or rear by anybody firing 16-inch or higher armor-piercing shells. But not every battleship, admittedly most of them will, but not every battleship that you find at this tier is gonna have 16-inch guns. So there are circumstances where this thing can bow tank incoming fire like a battleship, where other tier 10 cruisers simply can't. She also has, and this is probably even more important, 30mm of belt armour plating too. And that means that when she's angled up like this, the USS Moine can actually tank 16-inch armour piercing, like the 16-inch armour piercing being employed by the Slava over there, and the majority of tier 10 battleships. You still have to watch out for the super battleships, anything armed with 18-inch guns or higher. They'll smash through your armour from any angle like a hot knife through butter, because at the end of the day, while you are a well-armoured heavy cruiser, you are still just a cruiser. But while they're trying to land those hits on you, they're probably not enjoying the experience of being doused liberally by all of this 8-inch high explosive spam, because this shit hurts. Just put yourselves in the shoes of the Slava over there and imagine how much he's enjoying in this experience. Note the Libertad. Well, you can't because he's just been sunk. Having an equally unpleasant experience because he didn't take advantage of this island and instead sailed out to where multiple ships could focus him down at the same time, despite the presence of a cruiser over here that I'm sure most of them would much rather be shooting at because easier to sink. In fact, the Slava over there did just land a couple of nasty hits on the bow where the armour plating is only 27mm thick and his 16-inch AP can actually penetrate without having to perform a ricochet check, which is basically what overmatch means. So yeah, that hurt. Friendly Forrest Sherman up ahead though. Forrest Sherman's a dangerous destroyer. It's one of those ships that on paper looks absolutely terrible. And the torpedoes are terrible. And it looks like it has bad guns because it only has 3 of them, but holy shit, the rate of fire. Right then, Delmy, let's... Oh, torpedoed! 200 hit points left. Boom, headshots. Very happy to ninja that kill. Whoever launched those torpedoes is probably feeling a bit cheated though. And that's a useful looking smokescreen from the Forrest Sherman. Now remember, the smoke firing penalty is a thing. And I don't know exactly... Okay, he didn't quite have line of sight blocked there. I don't know exactly what the smoke firing penalty is for a heavy cruiser on with 8-inch guns, but it's in the region of 8 kilometres. So what that basically means is, as long as you are more than 8 kilometres away from whatever it is you're shooting at on the other side of the smoke screen will work and they won't see you. It's something like 5 kilometres for a light cruiser and something like 3 kilometres for a destroyer, and for a battleship, just forget it. Technically, battleships also have a smoke firing penalty range, but in realistic terms, you're always going to get seen. So it's going to, yeah, there it is, kill number 3. There goes the Slava. Yeah, he hasn't been having a very fun day at all, has he? Getting shot at by a Des Moines and a Forrest Sherman. Don't bother running, you'll just die tired. Now then, the... You know, I'm not sure what the name of that thing is. Is that the Roberto Luria? Italian thing. Honestly, I don't know what caliber guns that thing has. But I don't think it's really going to matter whether it's on with 15, 16 or 18-inch guns, because look at all of those torpedoes. Guess which way he's looking. There's also an extremely angry smoke screen just off his port bow, which he is definitely going to be concerned about because he just ate 2 torpedoes. So I really don't think Flambast needs to worry about getting overmatched here, because there is no way that enemy battleship is going to be looking this way, and he isn't. But he has killed the Forrest Sherman, which means he is about to start looking this way, if he stays alive long enough to get... That's the Kraken unleashed already. We're not even halfway through this battle. Quick look at the scores reveals a couple of important things to take note of. One, yep, replay bug. The scores have been reversed. Flambast's team is 200 points ahead, and that's not just because of the kills, that's because they're the only ones with any cap circles. It's almost as if taking the caps is important in a domination battle. Nah, it'll never catch on. Flambast's team now have all 3 of the cap circles, as well as a reasonable kill advantage, so the enemy team definitely have some fighting back to do. Did you know that the USS Des Moines, and its, for that matter, sister ship, the USS Salem, were almost reactivated and put back into service in the 1980s? True story. Under President Reagan's 600-ship Navy plan, they were looking at the feasibility of re-equipping the Des Moines and the Salem with tomahawks, harpoons, and the command and control systems necessary to, well, be a useful warship in a 1980s combat environment, rather than going to the expense of reactivating the Iowa-class battleships instead. You see that casual drive-by there? By the friendly Cassard on the Libertad. Of course, the problem now is the Libertad's guns have all swung around in this direction while it was tracking the Cassard, and you're also within range of its secondaries, so I guess a quick kill is required. And yeah, there's that quick kill you ordered. Oh, there's the enemy Golden Lion. Oh, another broadside cruiser to shoot at. And the Golden Lion is absolutely turning its guns to shoot at the destroyer that just... Has he gotten the torpedo? He has gotten the torpedoes. Oh, well, yeah, he's dead. Doesn't matter. It's just a question of whether or not Flambass is going to make that kill number 7, and he isn't, but the Golden Lion did get its airstrike away, and that might not be... Actually, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great either. But yes, we might not have seen all of those iconic photographs and video shots from the first Gulf War of the New Jersey and the Iowa and the Wisconsin unloading their 16-inch guns off the coast of Iraq if the Des Moines had been big enough to be fitted with Tomahawk. Because it wasn't. And also they figured out that the cost wouldn't have been that much cheaper than reactivating an Iowa-class battleship in the first place, which absolutely could be fitted with Harpoon and Tomahawk and the command and communication systems necessary to lead a battle group. But it was close. There wasn't a lot in it. At the end of the day, though, the Des Moines and the Salem both stayed in reserve until they were scrapped in 2007. There's only 3 enemies. Oh, there's the carrier. Oh, carrier kill. Best kill. Here's the other thing that I like about a heavy cruiser like the Des Moines, because I guarantee you, if you're in a Tier 10 battleship with hoofing great big 16-inch guns with armor-piercing loading at this kind of range, and you're lobbing shots in, so that they're coming in from this kind of angle, so they're more or less crashing straight through that. I mean, even if the deck is armoured, it's only 30mm of armoured deck. But all they do is overmatch. They just go straight through, out the other side. There's the high caliber award, and you get nothing but over penetrations. Don't get that with 8-inch armor piercing though, do you? I mean, he's getting some over penetrations, but he's mostly getting penetrations. Oh, there's a couple of hits there. It hasn't moved. I don't know why you can't see it. Did it drop smoke? It is an Essex. Yes, it did, didn't it? Oh well. It's not going to save it. Boom, headshot. There it goes. Kill number 7. Well, I think we can safely say that this match is... I mean, the enemy team only have 46 points. It's just a question of whether or not the enemy Shimakaze can do anything in the couple of seconds that he has remaining before Flambass's team reach 1,000 points. Or should we rephrase that? It's just a question of whether or not anybody can find and kill him before Flambass's team reach 1,000 points and the match is over. Initially, I was thinking that the Shimakaze was doing the usual thing and just running away and timing the battle out. And he is running away. Flambass is trying to catch him with the radar here, but he is not dumb enough to sit inside his own smokescreen just waiting for everybody to come up and sink him. He is in fact using that smokescreen to decoy everybody into rushing into it in order to try to find him, while he gets some distance out and gets some torpedoes away and tries to sink the Mecklenburg. Because believe it or not, well, you're going to believe it because we're going to see the post-battle results. There are the torpedoes. That Shimakaze is actually the highest scoring player on the enemy team, and the Mecklenburg just saw his life flash before his eyes. I think those torpedoes scraped his belt plating, but he gets away with it and survives. As does, of course, the great Flambino with a Kraken Unleashed, First Blood, high caliber, more than 200,000 damage done, and 7 kills, all of which adds up to more than 3,000 base experience. Commiserations, of course, to the enemy Shimakaze and Golden Lion, both of whom scored more than 1,000 base experience on a defeat. Yep, that always stings. But hey, somebody has to lose. And with a performance like that from Flambass, it was unlikely that it was ever going to be his team. Hope you all enjoyed it. Check out Flambass's Twitch channel, link in the video description if you want to see more of this sort of thing. And as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.